If you want to score high on the speaking section of the TOEFL test, sounding relaxed and natural is just as important as organizing your ideas. One way to do that is to use phrases that real people actually say when they speak. These expressions are easy to remember, and they make your answers sound smoother and more confident. Today, we'll look at 7 top phrases that you can use again and again in your TOEFL speaking responses. Let's get started. Phrase number 1 is to be supposed to do something. This phrase is used when you're talking about something expected, planned, or required. It's especially useful when you're explaining what was meant to happen, but didn't go as expected. It adds a sense of story or real-life experience to your answer, which the TOEFL raters love. TOEFL speaking example. I was supposed to meet my group at 10 a.m. to start the project, but they got delayed, so I had to begin without them. In my one-on-one sessions, as I correct students' speaking responses, I always remind them not to include too many fancy expressions and phrases in their answers. Instead, they should aim to sound natural, as if they're talking to a friend. And this phrase is a great way to achieve that. You won't believe it, but in about 30% of cases, when a student relaxes and stops stressing about timing and providing relevant reasons, they immediately score 2 or 3 points higher. I've had students who consistently scored 3 out of 4 on question 1, but after we addressed their mental blocks, their scores jumped to 3.5 out of 4, or even 4 out of 4, sometimes after just one lesson. So never panic when answering question 1 and keep your vocabulary natural. Now, phrase number 2 is to have a hard time doing something. This is a natural way to describe challenges or difficulties you've faced. Instead of saying it was difficult, use this phrase to help your speech sound more conversational and relatable. You can use it to talk about academic or personal growth. I particularly like this phrase when it's used in personal stories in question 1. For example, I had a hard time adjusting to college life at first, especially managing my schedule, but I eventually figured it out. Phrase number 3 is to go with the flow. This means you don't plan every detail, you just adjust to what's happening. It's a great phrase to show that you're flexible and open-minded, especially when talking about travel, routines, or social life. TOEFL speaking example. I don't usually plan every hour of my weekend. I just go with the flow and do whatever I feel like. Phrase number 4 is out of the blue. When something happens out of the blue, it's completely unexpected. This is a great phrase for storytelling. You can use it when something surprising or sudden happened. It adds interest and variety to your response. For example, out of the blue, the professor canceled the lecture and gave us an extra day to study. Everyone was shocked, but happy. Again, I want you to remember that having a solid list of universal and natural expressions not only helps you sound fluent and natural, but also allows you to generate ideas in question 1 and express your opinion more concisely in questions 2, 3, and 4. So I suggest you start compiling a list of such phrases, and the 7 phrases we'll cover today can be the first ones on your list. When I work with students individually, I always share a list of expressions I've created specifically for the TOEFL speaking section. Then we drill answer after answer, making sure they start using these phrases automatically without overthinking. This helps turn the phrases into their active vocabulary. So on test day, they can use them freely, even under pressure. This ensures they consistently score high. You can practice the same way on the LinguaTOEFL platform. Go to the speaking section training, choose question 1, and answer at least 5 questions every day, aiming to use 5 expressions from your list in each answer. practicing this way for at least 4 to 5 days will significantly improve your speaking score. Now, phrase number 5 is "it's up to you." This phrase is perfect when discussing choices or preferences. It shows that decisions depend on the person and adds a nice balance to your responses when comparing two sides or giving advice. When answering question 1 of the TOEFL speaking section, you can say, "Some students like studying in the library, while others prefer their dorms. It's really up to you and your study style." Or, "I've realized that your choice of major is entirely up to you, and nobody should influence your decision." Phrase number 6 is "generally speaking." This phrase is great for giving an overview or a common trend. It works well when you want to make a general point about habits, opinions, or experiences. It also sounds slightly more polished, which can improve the impression you make during the speaking section. You can say, "Generally speaking, I study better in quiet places like the library because I get distracted easily in noisy environments." Do you need help practicing phrases like these with real feedback? Our TOEFL course is designed to make you sound natural and confident without memorizing scripts. You'll learn how to build your answers step by step and get personal tips from me in the Pro package. Whether you're aiming for 100 plus or 110 plus, our training helps you get there faster and smarter. Check it out if you're ready to speak with ease on test day. Now, phrase number 7 is to come in handy. Use this word when you want to say that something turned out to be useful. It's great for discussing past experiences that later helped you in a new situation. TOEFL speaking example: "I didn't think learning Excel would matter much, but when I started my internship, those skills really came in handy." These 7 expressions may seem simple, but they can make a big difference. The key is to practice them until they feel natural. Try answering different TOEFL speaking prompts using 1 or 2 of these phrases each time. That way, on test day, you'll use them automatically without overthinking. And remember, you don't need complicated vocabulary to impress the TOEFL raters. You just need to sound clear, confident, and natural. Keep practicing and take it one step at a time. As always, I wish you all a stellar TOEFL score. Until next time, bye-bye.